Hey everyone, this morning I'm going to show you how to set up your Thinkorswim platform working with the computer you have as fast as it can possibly be. So if you like what you see, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I have a lot of other cool videos on my channel. So this is my typical daily setup. I mean, I have a bunch of different ones that I day trade one, but this is typically what I have. What you're going to want to do is with the computer you have is you're going to want to get, here, let me just move this out of the way. You want to see what are the requirements for Thinkorswim, and then compare it to what you have, and then decide, are you an average user or a powered user? So Thinkorswim can run on 4 gigabytes. So probably it's pretty hard to get a computer that won't run it. But as you open up more applications on the platform, you may have noticed it slows down, and when you're trading, that's a big deal, especially if you're trying to get in and out as quickly as you can to make a trade, to scalp or to momentum trade. If you're just doing long-term trading or swing trading, it probably won't matter as much, but it's still annoying when things take a while to initiate. So getting it set up correctly is a big deal. So if you're watching this, you're probably having trouble with that. I know I did originally. So these system requirements you're really going to want to check out and make sure it works with your Mac or your PC. So, and then another trick that a lot of people, this isn't a trick, but I mean, then another thing that a lot of people don't think about is you go down to your task manager and right click it and open, well, if you're using a PC, right click your task manager, open it up, and then you can see what is being taken or what's being used. Now, you'll see on mine I have 3 Thinkorswims open. A lot of people don't think to do this. It's the simplest thing that I learned by working with tech support at Thinkorswim when I was, no matter what I did, even with a super fast computer, because of how I traded, my computer would still slow down. And it wouldn't happen all the time. It'd just be from time to time, and it would be really annoying trying to get in and out of trades quickly. So this simple thing, the one that you see, I mean, this is a weekend now, but this is showing how many megabytes I'm using right now in the main day trading application. Then I opened up 2 others. Typically I only have 1 other opened up, but I'm showing you right now. And I'll open another one that I use for charting. So like all my charts, and it'll be synced with this as far as when I'm watching it. You know, they're all linked together. But it doesn't take up the memory, which is huge. So having multiple platforms open is another trick. If you've tried the other stuff to speed it up, which I'm going to show you, and it doesn't work, is now I have multiple screens, so it's easy for me, but you can split your screen and still do 2 Thinkorswims on it. So that's one of the tricks a lot of people don't think about, and it took me a while to figure out, to learn how to do that on Thinkorswim. So the other thing you're going to want to do is right off the bat, go into the help here and push system, and you're going to see the memory that you use. So you can see right there 2700, then say collect garbage. See how that went down? So you're going to want to get rid of all the excess stuff that's been gathering. You're going to want to do that from time to time if you're having trouble. So just keep that in mind. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is, after you've checked all that out, is this is your opening screen. Go into the gear wheel, all right, and then check your memory usage here. The default setting is usually not your friend. So remember that this is all done in megabytes, minimum and maximum. So remember that 1,000 megabytes equals 1 gigabyte. So depending on the size of your computer. Now you can read this wrong. You need to understand what this is actually meaning. This is the minimum. So you'd want to set this pretty high, because you set the minimum closer to what your maximum computer is, and it depends on how you trade. But if you want most of your RAM to go to the platform and not to a bunch of other things that you might have open, then make sure that it's getting the power that it needs by setting it pretty high up. I have a 16 gigabit, so you can go all the way up there, but I didn't want it to take it any higher than 8. So I have it right here because that should be more than adequate. That has worked for me with all the things I have open, especially when I have another Thinkorswim platform open. And then on the Macs, you'd want to go up to above even what your computer can handle. So that's like 26 gigabytes there. When it's the megabytes, it's 26,000. So I hope that was understandable. So you're going to want to make sure you set this. A couple other things you see here. I like it a little bigger since I have bigger screens. It's okay to take up that space. And this is my old school setup, which I basically do. I mean, you can do all kinds of different looks. I switched to this old school TOS because of the level 2. You might notice if you look at my level 2, I find it much easier to read, especially when it's scanning and going up, so you can see the numbers easier. So that's why I switched to that. So you're going to want to do those things to get going, and then get into the actual platform itself. Go to application settings. You've probably seen other videos show this stuff, and go to system. And when you're trading, you want real time, no delay. Again, if you're not doing that kind of trading, you don't care, you're just putting a swing trade in, maybe it doesn't matter. This does take more of your RAM to do this, but if you're day trading or scalping, this is imperative that you have this setting. So the default, I think, is 3 seconds. I'm not sure. So you're going to want to do that, and then the next thing you're going to want to do is go to the active trader here and make sure this is at 0. So this is as fast as it can be, rather than the default, which I'm not sure where it's set at. So you're going to want to do that as well. So if you do all of those things, you shouldn't have a problem as long as you've looked at the requirements and you don't have like a 2 gig computer or something. And even with that, if you do the little trick with the task manager here by splitting up your Thinkorswims, you can even make a computer that's typically slow work a lot better. And again, a lot of people don't think about doing that. So that's kind of a plus. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for everyone. This is the kind of the process that I went through to get it to be so fast that I've never had a problem unless I lose it. Having a direct line as opposed to Wi-Fi, of course, is better. It doesn't have to be. But I have a Cat 6 direct line to my computer, and then always, other bit of advice I would always have, so you don't get stuck in a trade, make sure your phone is set up as an emergency to sell that stock, so just other things to think about. Okay guys, I hope you liked this, so don't forget to give me a thumbs up if it was helpful for you, and I'll see you the next time.